Good evening, Monday, the 6th of October, 2025. All is well. The night is still, the storm has passed, all that sort of thing. Monday the 6th. What happened on Monday the 6th of October? Let's have a look. Historical events. Hope you're well, everyone. Let's have a look at ChatGPT. Hi, Johnny. How are you doing? Nice to see you first on here. Historical events. 6th of October. October. Hi, Dan. How are you doing? Johnny, I will get the beers in. Yeah. I'll have a 0 Guinness. Right, so 2006, what happened? 1927, Al Johnson, the singer, revolutionised cinema synchronised sound. Hi, Christopher. All good, thanks. A very busy day. Hope you have. Moulin Rouge opened in 1889 on October the 6th. Assassination of Anwar Sadat, Egyptian president, 1981. That was the year I joined the police. And that was the year my fiance was born, actually. The assassination of Anwar Sadat. 1973, 6th of October, Yom Kippur War. Oh, lots happened on the 6th of October. Hayden, how you doing? Teddy, we're living in the 20s now, again. Yeah, be nice, wouldn't it? If we the knowledge that we have, the technology we know about, going back to the 1920s, we'd be millionaires overnight, wouldn't we? Can you imagine? Time travel. Be good, wouldn't it? Anyway, nice to see you all here. The winter evenings are dawning fast. Oh, dawning fast. They're approaching fast, aren't they? Carlos, hello. Be back shortly, just doing my tea. What are you having? Ham, egg, and chips. That's what you need. I actually bought some scampi tonight. I bought one of the air fryers. Scampi with loads of salad. It was alright, actually. Very nice. Hi, Johnny. Hope you're well and had a good Monday, have you? Monday's been good thus far. Just on about the 6th of October. Some historical events. But today's historical event, isn't it? For everyone who's on here and trying to get sober and all the rest of it. And isn't it incredible how quick we got into autumn? It's a nice day, but very soon people are going to be tempted by, oh, I'll just ring Just Eat or whatever. Or dial a drink or something like that. Go to the boozer. Teddy Mac had a time travel addiction, it's all in the past now. Very good, that. Very good, actually. Had a time travel addiction, all in the past. You're good with the jokes, Teddy. Keep them coming. It's nice to have a bit of humility. I did a video at night because I was just thinking about how I became a secret drinker. It wasn't because I was forced through embarrassment, I think, really. The stigma of drinking, the stigma of going to the doctors, even. And you get this impression, people are saying, and somebody actually did say to me, you brought it all on yourself, the alcohol addiction. You know? And then I was told, you haven't brought it on yourself. It's an addiction. You don't mean to get like that. And when you're told that, and when you're aware of that thought process, you tend to, well, I did anyway, hide the drinking a bit, go to different places, get away from colleagues from work, drink alone maybe, go to different boozers. I used to like the boozers in London, around Soho and Mayfair. That's where I worked when I was in the police. It was good atmosphere. But we tend to hide away, don't we? Because of that. Tell you about it's like starting smoking. We all started 13 when we didn't have a clue and thought it was edgy. Yeah, it's very true that. I thought it was a good thing to do, isn't it? Leslie, how are you doing? Nice to see you. I was just mentioning there, Leslie, I did a little video tonight about how I became a secret drinker, really, because of the stigma of alcohol and the fact that people used to say to me, especially family, you brought it on yourself. Maybe I had, but it's not something I chose to become. I didn't choose to become an alcoholic. Certain sets of circumstances and reasons that you get into this sort of mess for the reason you become an alcoholic. You don't just set out one day and think, I'm going to be an alcoholic. You might do that if you're going to be a bus driver, a train driver, but certainly not if you're going to be ill. You don't. Nobody deliberately goes out and get ill, don't they? Yeah, it's true. None of us do we? None of us do. But there's still a stigma to it, isn't there? I still feel the doctors look down and think, "Oh, he's all right. He shouldn't have done it. He should have more common sense." That's the layman's term for it, really. Have more common sense. Should have more common sense. He's just drunk, and that's still is around today. Still people think like that, talk like that. Very judgmental, you see. Very judgmental. Johnny, instant through trauma of my brother's death. It shows it then anything else. And it's got a hold. Now coming 9 weeks, brilliant. Better myself. I know it's hard, just keep going. 9 weeks is good. Be 10 soon. Cheers, Johnny. 1983 mark. Drink chose me from the very first drink. It was all the missing piece of me I was looking for. It was a bit like me, that really. When you had a drink, you feel a bit bad, isn't it? It destroys you, yeah. It builds you up a little bit, very quickly takes over. And it's the control and lack of freedom that knackers you, really, isn't it? You're so controlled by it, and you have no freedom at all. You're stuck at the bottom of this well, really, trying to get out. Gareth, hi Stuart and the gang, just saying hello from Dublin again. I have that poxy cold that's going on around over here. So I'll listen for a while and then get some. I'll watch stream tomorrow, no problem. I hope you get well soon, Gareth. Hi Dottie, how are you doing? Terry Mack, initially you chose a bad lifestyle. And then Johnny Cash says the bottle starts drinking you. Yeah, it does. I think I have to start with that it wasn't a bad lifestyle. I had a good job. I ate pretty well. I exercised a lot. But I did like a pint. And the pint became more. I'm 100% certain that mine was habit into addiction. There were a few things happening in my marriage that didn't help. But I didn't have massive cravings for it. I just enjoyed it too much. And I used to spend a lot of time away from home in the pub. We've all got different reasons, haven't we, for drinking. 1983, Johnny, the trauma. Sorry, hear a bit about your brother. Trauma is the root cause. So, yeah, it could be. I don't think I have a lot of trauma, mind. I used to enjoy the atmosphere. I don't think I would have been an alcoholic, actually, in the end, if I'd just in the northeast. I like the bright lights of London and what it had to offer. And there was more availability to drink then. I got caught up in this circus, really, of the West End of London, which I'd always wanted to work in. And policing that area and living close by. I mean, I lived in the centre of London for a while, right in the centre. Just behind Hamleys, I lived in a place when I was single. So I've been living in the centre and also been working there as well. Yeah? So it was a hell of a place to live and work. And it was just really habit, like I say, it became addiction. But like I say, there's a stigma still there. Even now, when I tell people, I've stopped drinking. Why are you stopped drinking? Why did you have to do that? Did you not cut down? Could you not moderate all this? No, I couldn't. If I had been able to moderate, then I wouldn't have ended up in such a mess with that right at the bottom. So, it's just, be mindful of that, and you've got to be strong. When people start giving you the Spanish Inquisition, why don't you drink? What happened? This and that. Did you ever nearly get fired? No, never. It didn't really inspire my work's time. It was more when I was off holidays, and then it was more serious when I retired. That's when it hits a lot of people when you retire. A lot of people who retired have had a terrible time with alcohol. They retire, got a few quid, and they lose their focus on work and things, and then they just hit the booze. Johnny, I've seen horrific death. I couldn't cope. I have control over the sight of it. And your drink was making me worse. I can't go back that. No, Johnny, you've had a hell of a time, but you're getting over it now. Time is a great healer, It really is. And it just takes a bit of time to get over these things, get over the trauma and that sort of thing. So if anybody else has experienced this stigma, let me know, because to me, I was frightened to tell people. I wouldn't be frightened to tell people I've got a foot infection or a heart problem, but I was worried to death, really, about telling people I had a drink problem. Because I was judged. Definitely judged. Especially by family. And it's upsetting when your family judge you like that. Partner, parents, and the odd. I didn't have a very close family, to be fair, but sister who no longer speaks to me. It was all a little bit hectic at the time. Couldn't really explain myself properly, if that makes sense. I didn't understand, So, you've got to be mindful of that. But so when people say, why don't you just tell them to piss off, basically. Not tell them to piss off, but just be strong and say, I don't drink, because it doesn't agree with me. It was one of them things where I thought I was out of control very quickly. And it just grabs you. My dad used to say, don't let it get a grip of you. And it got a grip of me very quickly. And it just became a problem. Fast. You know what I mean? And I didn't know how to fight it. If I'd been able to approach people a bit better, then I probably would have got away with it a little bit better. Johnny, it took me 9 years and it won't go. If I don't drink, I won't drink. It takes 10, makes things 10 times worse. Yeah, it does. It just amplifies it, doesn't it? Hi, Samantha. How are you doing? Nice to see you. I was talking there, Samantha, about the the stigma of alcohol and how I was worried about telling people when I was ill. It's like having a heart problem or cancer or something. You're very much judged. This guy's got an alcohol problem, it's his fault, and all that sort of thing. It makes it difficult. So you become a secret drinker. Then makes that, and then it's the pressure on you because you're a secret drinker. And the anxiety makes it worse. You drink more. Mark, 1983, my family disowned me, and my friends they buried me. But in fact, I was just replanted. And once I stopped drinking, it flourished. Yeah, I know what you're saying. It's not good, is it? You don't have much support when you've got an alcohol problem. You don't. Hi, Samantha, Johnny. What's it, Mark? Yeah, 100%. You don't get support. I didn't get any from family initially. How are you doing? So it was a bad do really all round. It wasn't good to be in that rut. Hi, Johnny. Thanks very much for that donation. Amazing support. Thanks again, John. If you benefit from these lives and get something from them, then please support the channel by hitting the super thanks. The super chat button, sorry, or the buy me a coffee link, which is at the top, which Johnny's just done. It makes a massive difference. The more support we get, then the more we can do with the channel, the more we can flourish and keep it number one. It never worked for me. I just quit myself. Yeah, I tried the mark. It didn't work for me, but I was very ill, so the hospital sorted me out in the end. Johnny, okay, Samantha, best in 9 years. Well done, Johnny. You've done 9 weeks now, so keep going. Every day is a new day, and it gets stronger every day. Jennifer, does anyone else refuse to associate with the term alcoholic? I'm not in denial about it. I've been sober 3 years. I just find it such a negative and horrible label. I think people say alcohol use disorder, problem drinker, whatever it is. It's the same thing, isn't it? Johnny, this channel saved me, Mark. Brilliant. Thanks, Johnny, for that. It's fantastic support that. I'm so pleased I've been able to help. I got a lot from that, to help people. Samantha, how did you do it, Mark? Any tips for those struggling? Good question, Samantha. Any tips? Hayden, there definitely needs to be more support and education for people suffering with drink. If you're addicted to cigarettes, no one bats an eye to that. But drink, just look. Is it self-inflicted? Yeah. You don't get any stigma attached to heroin addict, really. But drink, because everyone else does it. You see, everyone drinks. 95% of the public drink. And I think you just drink too much. But it's not even that. It can be other reasons that you become an alcoholic. Even if you don't drink that much volume of it, Mark, 93, Jennifer, I tell work I was heavy drinker and I don't drink now. You're more healthy. That's a good reason. Another thing somebody mentioned the other day was, how do you approach employers? If you had a really bad back, for instance, bad arms, something like that, you just go on the sick, wouldn't you? And the doctor would say, bad back, would be a problem. I never ever once thought of going to the doctor and say, I've got an alcohol problem. Because that on a sick note would finish me, Oh, that's what I thought. Drinking is manufactured depression. That's a good way of putting it, yeah. Jeff, it's a horrible stigma. It is. It's terrible how it's stigmatized. Strike, Jeff Gibbs, I'm with you. I don't do drugs anymore, so I'm not an addict. I don't drink anymore, so I'm not an alcoholic. Warriors, we're winners. Yeah, I'll call it the exclusive minority, really. If we recover, then we're doing well, aren't we? Jennifer, Mark, yes, I'm with you. I just tell them I chose not to drink for my own health benefits. That's fair enough. I think you can do that when you're sober confident. When you're in the middle of the heavy drinking phase, in this cycle of destruction, then you are worried about, especially employers. Somebody brought it up the other night. Once that's on your record, if you've got a bad back, you've got a bad leg, people just write that off. Got flu, food poisoning, all these sort of things. If you tell them you've got an alcohol issue, a lot of people are ignorant of the fact you can get well again. They think that's with you all your life, you see. So people are frightened of it. And people are very judgmental. People are quick to make judgment, quick to make decisions about your future. It depends very much on your job as well. And how you perform and where you're going for promotion, that sort of thing. They're going to look at it, aren't they? Hold on, that's brilliant. Yeah, it's good that people are getting sober. Mark 93, Samantha, it's not easy to stay sober. Nobody will make you any concessions in life because you're an addict. Life will still be harsh at times, and you must be prepared and resolute. It's true that that can be done. It can be done, 100%. So I agree 100%. It's nice to know that there's so many people getting well again, isn't it? Benjamin, evening guys, hope everyone's well. Yeah, all doing pretty good. Quite a few on from Monday night, which is good. Nights are cutting in a bit dark quickly. Evening guys, Jill Thompson, why when you tell someone you don't drink, do they say, oh, go on, just have one? Yes, true, isn't it? It's sort of force, isn't it? Would they insist you have just one cigarette if you didn't smoke? Exactly. Or one shot of heroin. Or one snort of cocaine, wouldn't would you? Why can't you just have one? Crazy. Jenny, I'm self-employed, so I could do what I wanted. Bad mistake. Would finish at 12 and make an excuse, then sit and drink and cry. All been there, John. Been some terrible states of people, and myself, Samantha, even Benjamin, doing good, thank you. Everyone's pretty well, I think, which is good. Cars on, but she's go to get something to eat. Dolly, I get so stigmatized for being confident or extroverted. They think I'm drunk. I understand where you come from on that one. Hiya, Samana. Even Stephen Chat. Evening all, hope you're well. Dennis. Hello, Dennis. Hope everything's ticking you. Yeah, the stigma will never go away. I don't know. And I still think medics look down on you a little bit as well. That's why you've got to be strong and you've got to be resilient. And you've got to just say, I don't drink. That's what you mentioned earlier, health reasons, you see, it doesn't agree with me. But you still get asked. Recently we were at the airport. Give this guy my charger. Lend him it for a couple of minutes. And he was on about the price of the booze. Him and his wife paid 17 quid for a pint and a half. And so I don't drink. I said, I don't drink because I've been off for a couple of years. I had a bit of an issue. So I said, oh, you mean you only drink on holiday? I said, no, I don't drink at all. Why don't you drink? This is what happens. The Spanish Inquisition, 20 questions, isn't it? If he'd said to go outside for a cigarette, I didn't want a cigarette, he wouldn't bat an eyelid, would he? You're right. Stoic, only another addict will understand that. No family friend or daughter will get you, not unless they've walked the same path. 100%. That's why I think that we can help other people, because the doctors aren't aware of how we feel. My wife, Johnny had a bit of a bad time. So it's a bit of a personal matter, but he's doing well now. So hats off to Johnny and everybody else who's getting sober. So how do we get rid of the stigma then? You can't really, can you? You just got to be sober, confident, and tell people what you want, really. But you can't be forced into it. Don't ever be pressurized into it. I think you've got to drink to fit in, because you don't. And it's good being the minority. At least you're getting fresh in the morning. You haven't got hangovers. You haven't spent a fortune on booze. You haven't embarrassed yourself, made any mistakes, all that sort of thing. Kimball Burt, doing well for more than a month sober. Fantastic. Had the itch to have one beer recently, but been keeping focus. That's it. Don't let yourself have the one or two beers, because there's a lot of pain, pardon me, for very short gain, isn't it? When you have a beer or two. It does you no good whatsoever. There's nothing good that comes out of alcohol whatsoever. It's all bad news. It'll spoil everything. It'll take away your life in the end. And I said the other night, you rarely see anybody who's alcohol dependent live past 60. Although you will get the odd person who says, as I mentioned in the past, my brother was in 112 and he drank brandy. It doesn't happen. It's fallacy. It's been clinically proven that it will kill you. It's as simple as that. So we have to get rid of the stigma, have to be confident, get yourself back on track. But certainly, there's this perception that everyone who doesn't drink is an alcoholic. I mean, some people just don't drink, do they? So I've got 20 questions. Do you take one drink, want another, and so it goes in a cycle and goes on. What I found, though, over my years of sober and relapse, is how quickly it takes a hold again, and how every time you relapse, it's so much more difficult to come off it, because of you miss the hangover, and you go straight to withdrawal, don't you? Oh my, that's legit PTSD. Grief is a monster. Booze delays it. It does. Well, we think it does. But when you get well in the booze, you think that the next day is going to be better, don't you? But it never is. It's never any better. It's progressive, isn't it? If you benefit from these lives, please hit the super chat button or the buy me coffee links at the top there. And the more support we get, the more we do here. We're doing pretty well at the moment. I don't think anybody else is doing these lives, as far as I'm aware, but certainly getting some good attention. Straight, Kimball, but you've done brilliantly not to drink. We all know it's never only one. Remind yourself that the ending is always the same. Yeah. Think about how ill you were. That's the thing. If you're going to contemplate having a drink, don't do it. Don't pick up the first class, because it will take you back to where you were and worse very quickly. It's so difficult to get back off it. Mark 1983. I stayed sober during COVID. My brother died age 62 with alcoholism. That's what you have to be prepared for, Jennifer. In order to stay sober, you must be absolutely 100% committed. Life goes on, yeah. You've got to be committed to it. And you've got to focus every day, really. Especially if you get cravings. I don't particularly. And I was so ill that I would never drink again. I know it would kill me. I don't want to die. I've got too much to live for. Think about that, Think about the good things, not the bad things. For a couple of hours, slight buzz. I must admit, I didn't get any buzz at all for the 5 years I drank after my years sober, as it were. In 2014 and 19, I just drank because I felt I needed to, really. Dolly, the brain forgets quickly how bad it was. Focus on new life, very, very true. I must admit, I do remember quite well, but I was seriously ill. But, before that, years previously, you just think, oh, you become complacent, don't you? Oh, I'll just have one or two. It never works. Christopher, I have heard many accounts from people who have relapsed. They all said how quickly they return to the depths of despair and descend further into oblivion. Yeah, it's incredibly quick. This kindling effect affects everything. And it's so dangerous to go back. The more times you do it, worse it's going to get. The quicker you're going to get into trouble, Mark, one good day is worth 6 bad ones. Of course it is. It's worth 600 bad ones, isn't it? If somebody offered me all the money in the world to go back for a while, I wouldn't go back where I was. I felt so terrible. I was going to die. I wasn't even living properly, really. Kimball, I had too much pain in my abdomen after being hungover, and it would last for a week, despite the itch for a beer. I stayed off it. That's good. Keep off it. You get better. The body will fight for you if you're off it, It will. May relapse 100% fail every time. Yeah, nobody can beat it. Not as far as I'm aware. I know a couple of people have been in rehabs and they come out and drink again. So you've got to be mindful of that all the time. Mark 83, when you relapse, all hell breaks loose. It does. It doesn't take long either, does it? Very quick. Has anyone felt judged by medical stuff? 100% I have, yeah. I think we are judged by the medics as well. There's so many problem drinkers. We clog up the system. And that's where there should be more help. First point of contact, really. They should give you supervised medication to help you withdraw and get off it. I believe that anyway. That's my first relapse. I could see the floodgates opening by the 6th pint, losing control. I felt like a shot of drugs. Crazy. I always keep that thought fresh in my mind. In my head now, yeah. You know what it's going to do to you, but you still do it. That's the danger, isn't it? And that's the thing people can't figure out. What's alcoholic hasn't been judged by medical staff? Yeah, it's true. Yeah, we're all judged, aren't we? We'll sort of look down upon. Don't make excuses. I used to say, I'm not drinking, I'm driving on antibiotics. I did that initially, yeah. But that's next time. The time after a while, you just be honest, I don't drink. You've got to be, when you're sober confident, you just say, I don't drink, that's the end of it. Walk away. There's no point in putting yourself under pressure. But tell you, last year I've tapered off withdrawal and then relapsed about 8 times. It takes me about 3 nights of heavy drinking to be right back on withdrawal again now. It seems to take less each time. Yeah, it just catches up with you very quickly. Jennifer Moore, 100% agree. I'm under no illusion that I cannot control drinking, therefore an addict, but I refuse to wear the label, so I will not live the rest of my life being defined. That's true. Let it go, and don't let it control you. Christopher, if a scientific discovery created a tablet to allow you to drink normally without destruction and devastating consequences, would you use it? No, I don't want to feel rough. I know what you're saying. There is apparently some medication you get which will lower the effects of hangovers, but that's dangerous, isn't it? Gareth Heistover, my last relapse within 4 days. If you could see the state of me in my room, it was disgusting. It doesn't take long, does it? Librium's a thing, Mark, yeah, but they won't give it. At least not here, where I am. Tom Brennan, I drink when you're young and fit was great, but when you're older, it's devastating. No fun anymore. Yeah, of course. I've done a few little videos about over 40s and beyond. You can't drink without destruction. When you're young and fit, fine, it bounces off it, doesn't it? But when you get a little bit older, it takes longer to get its body back on track, really, to get over the hangover. And it'll weigh you down. And you soon feel the consequences. If you've eaten a few drinks, you've got a bit of a cloudy head. Even when I was young, I used to get minor hangovers, but as you get older or drink more, then you feel worse. Christopher, I used to ask myself that, if I could drink and stay in control, no hangovers. No, I wouldn't drink. I've beaten it now. I don't need one to miss it. No mixture. I'm past that now, which is good. Mark 1983, and it might be easier to get Librium. I'm not sure. I'm off all that now. 16 years. Great. Fantastic, Mark. 16 years. Brilliant. Some people find it hard to say no to people. Find it that way. But I'm 30 and it's already not fun. No hangovers anymore. Just withdrawal. You see, you've gone straight from drinking to withdrawal. So you need to really put the brakes on. Irish, English, Scottish, Welsh. We're all drinkers, not genes. Of course, we are. Britain's got a hell of a reputation. Jennifer, anti-abuse and medication reacts with alcohol and makes you very sick, but a psychologist told me he rarely prescribes as it does not deal with the habit. Exactly, yeah. That's just I've heard of that anti-abuse. I had a friend who took it near a stroke. Don't trip. Younger ones can overdose just as easy, though, or go unconscious and choke. My friend's son died of alcohol. Wow, 25. Jesus, man. Some tragic stories here, aren't there? When people say alcohol and drugs, alcohol is a drug. It's as simple as that. They have this. There's no distinction between the two, is there? They're all drugs. It's a mind-altering drug, isn't it? A depressant drug. It definitely hits harder older. But any age has its problems also. I don't think it's normal to drink poison no matter how excellent the effect was. Exactly. Yeah. Close the door. New chapter. Move on. New day. That's what I think. Down the self-loathing, back to square one feeling when you relapse was awful. Yeah, it's a guilt, isn't it? God, what a waste. 8 years so when I went back on it. All because somebody, well, lured me back, coerced me maybe. Pablo, you've got to be confident in yourself. Yeah, you got to be. That's what I'm saying. You're sober confident. I think. Not drinking because you're alcoholic is not to be ashamed of. You're weaker if you're a people pleaser or lie. Be proud of yourself. Yeah, it's all about personality as well, isn't it? If you're a people pleaser, it's hard to break free of that. But unless you break free of that, then it's hard to come back to a sort of alcohol-free life, isn't it? But once you're free, then you can build on that. Definitely. Hey, Kaz. Hope you've had something nice to eat. You go. What date are you going into the rehab? It's not that long now, is it? The weeks are flying over. Hey, Mark. I'm in Dublin. No Librium. Just cut down and go to AA. Go to all doctors or different. After yourself. Yeah, maybe though I couldn't. I tried 2 different doctors, man. I couldn't get the diazepam in 2014. So, Mara Jennifer, anti-abuse takes away the choice of drinking, which can be beneficial in the short term. Okay. Yeah, people pleasing is just lying. That's a good way of putting it, isn't it? Can't people please too much. You end up a total mess, won't you? People pleasing. Hope you enjoy these lives. If you do, please hit the super chat button or the coffee links at the top there, and let's keep moving on and motoring on with the channel. It's getting towards 15,000 subscribers, which is good. I did a couple of good videos over the weekend. But this one tonight I did about the stigma. Still, not so much now, but I still look at people and think, God, they're going to have problems getting off it. Because they say, oh, what happens? How will I tell my friends I don't drink? How will I tell my family what if I go to a social event and I'm not drinking? Just tell them. They're worried about Christmas already. I can't get over Christmas. I can't get Christmas done without drinking. Oh, we don't want to tell people. Crazy, isn't it? And you turn around a little bit, it's actually going to kill them. They might listen a bit, I have an app next week. I'm hoping next week at the drink centre to see my counsellor. So far, I'm up the list. Brilliant. That's good then. I was speaking to a lad the other night on here. He's been in rehab for 5 months. I don't know what type of rehab that is. Up in the northeast somewhere. 5 months rehab. Unless he just goes in and out, I don't know. But they're all residential rehabs that take a long, long time, depending on what state of health people are. Mental health. Because anxiety for me was a big, big problem. Really bad problem. And, it can take a long time for your mind to repair. Good in your body, to be honest. But if you put everything in place for that, learn to relax a little bit, get some decent sleep and start to eat well, everything should come right for you. Get some support if you can. I couldn't get any mind, but that was a few years ago. Get a bit of support and keep focused on the goal, which is to be healthy every day and have some good quality of life, because it's important. Because not here long. When you're here once, you want to live every day to its fullest, don't you? Because in 100 years' time, no one will know our names. Won't be anywhere. We'll be gone. Stuart Clark, evening everyone. How are you doing, Stuart? Because they said it's a small rehab place with only a few beds. That's good. It'd be good to get off it completely, especially if you're going to give you medication. All I want was medication. That would have been fine. But they keep changing policy. But there are more alcoholics, heavy drinkers, should we say. The only reason I use the word alcoholics because it's everywhere. I know some people don't like that word, but addiction, addicted to alcohol is the thing, isn't it? Hayden, do you think that in coming years, liver disease will be right up there as the biggest killer in the UK? Not enough emphasis is on early diagnosis, only when people probably end up in A&E. Possibly, but it's not just liver diseases. You're talking about with alcohol, you're talking about all these other problems with heart attacks and strokes that massively increases blood pressure. Pancreatitis as well, that's an increase. Then you got the other small things, like diabetes, which is not a small thing, but it's not life-threatening at the early stages, but it can be very progressive. But certainly I was speaking to some people from the alcohol care team in one of the big hospitals in Newcastle recently, and they were saying cirrhosis of the liver is presenting in much younger people, which is worrying, isn't it, for the medical people, certainly. The stigma is serious, medically, socially, financially, legal competency. We are still living under bridges in the public mind, very much so. Yeah, people still think of the alcoholic on the park bench, like you say, under a bridge, walk over the bridge with a bottle of sherry. That's still the general public's view, even to this day. God, I need the drugs, mate. I can't keep doing this alone. No, you've got to have medication. That's the only way. Well, for me, it was. Medication turned things around quite quickly, to be fair. But it's interesting that advertisers sell you this romantic dream of beer with football, yeah, or a glass of wine with dinner. They don't tell you it's a Class A drug and all its repercussions. Of course, they don't. It's absolutely incredibly well advertised and packaged. I was in Sainsbury's earlier, just a small local one, and the manager was pushing trolleys and trolleys and trolleys of beer stacked up where you go on sale at the front of the shop over the Christmas carry-on. It's only the 6th of October. It's everywhere, isn't it? Dotty, Dolly, best luck, Kaz, and getting well. Good. Well done, Dotty. Stuart, hi Stuart. I watched a video of yours earlier telling the story of when you went out with two good friends on the booze. Did you lose any friends when you went sober? Or was everyone understand? Lost nearly all of the beer people. That's what I call them. Not the Tomorrow people. They're very good members of that program. Samara, mate. The Tomorrow people. All of the beer so-called buddies disappeared. They all became jealous. Really bad. Right. Cars, thanks to Cars, are you drinking 24/7? I'm not sure about Cars. I think she has a few spells off it, don't you, Cars? Which is good. I couldn't have any time of it in the end. I'd say that 5 years, in 2014, 2019, it was just a living hell, to be fair. I just felt rotten all the time. I looked rotten, I lost lots of weight, lots of muscle, and I was close to death. That's the reality of it. And a lot of people I know have died in the last 3 or 4 years, or at least at least 15. From barristers to bin men, doesn't matter what level of society you are. But age between 40 and 65, all of them gone. Far too young. All sorts of, accidents, suicides, liver disease, brain damage, all sorts of things. It's a bad do, the whole thing. Because not all the time. I do manage to have a few days off now due to finances. You're sort of forced into sobriety, aren't you? You still be careful that if you drink heavily, that you don't just stop, because obviously we know the score with that now, which I didn't when I stopped and had seizures. So Maracas, seems like your body has got a high tolerance to the medication you're taking. Do you feel like you need more medication all the time? That's interesting, isn't it? The only thing I had was these diazepam, which I was told many years ago was just like alcohol in tablet form, just calmed you down a bit, And that was the thing. That's all I got. But certainly, Steve, how were you drinking when you had a seizure? I was drinking most of the time. And I remember I drank last thing I had was 2 a.m. I had a seizure about 2 p.m., 12 hours. I had another seizure at 6 p.m. So I was only off for 12 hours before it kicked in. Horrendous. It happened very quickly. And I just didn't know where I was. The second one, I just woke in hospital. Fortunately, no major accidents with it, but I knew I was in serious trouble, And then when I got the diazepam, everything was sorted out, no problem. And that was 20 years prior to when I got serious issues. Thomas, people don't understand that struggling to stay sober is alcoholism. You're right. The drink was the escape. But you're treating a problem with a Class A destructive drug. Yeah, I agree. I mean, I talked about this the other day. But when you get off the booze, it's not the magic roundabout. You're still going to have issues. You've got to face the issues you were hiding from sober. And that's a challenge in itself. But the more you're off the booze, the easier that becomes. And you can deal with problems in a more rational way. Tom, insomnia is horrible. So tired, but can't sleep. Yeah, I know what you're saying. It's not good. That will get easier. Tom, I know you're in the WhatsApp group. It'll get easier. The drugs are, it will get easier with time. Just takes a bit of time, a bit of nurturing, and you'll be fine. But always make sure you try. And the reason I push this aspect is because I didn't eat. Try and have something to eat. even if you're in the depths of it all, it will help you to some degree. Help you get strong. When you're totally weak in the mind and in the body, then it's double whammy, isn't it? You're bound to have problems then. Because it will just take over your life and control you. And I'll just finish off. That was close to being finished off. As a few others on here were. And it's not a good place to be, stuck in hospital. Yeah, the invisible ones. Yeah. So that's the message, really. The stigma's bad. You must push it when you're off it. Just stay off it. And relapse is a killer for me. That's the way I look at it. If you relapse regularly, you've got to stick to a plan. And don't be pushed into it by anybody. Don't just think, I'm gonna have one or two, because you can't. You cannot do it. It's like being 5'6" and saying you want to be 6'3". You're not going to be able to do it. It's an impossibility. People have tried, but no one has managed to do it, that I know of. It's 3 rough days, and the clouds part and the sun comes out. 3 days, no getting around it. That's good if you can do that. So I'd seriously want to try to do that. I couldn't do the cold turkey thing. I did try, but I ended up in hospital. Dolly sleep. Use white tea, insomnia videos. Okay, that's a good idea. Have small night light. Hot water bottles comforting, hot bath or shower before bed. Yeah, anything to help you sleep. Because sleep will help you repair, won't it? Helps your mind repair, helps your body repair, helps you relax. You always feel better when you had a good sleep, don't you? Always feel much, much better. The trick of it all, really, there's only one goal, end game yet, one goal, and that's to be healthy. Well, to get off the drink and be healthy. And really, on paper, it looks quite easy, but it isn't. So you've got to circumnavigate all the problems. But it's quite structured in the way. You get your sleep, have a bit of exercise, have some food. Before you get to the 11 hours, I couldn't even walk. You don't want to get to that level. Most people on here are nowhere near as bad as I was, or Submarine, or Leslie. So you've got a chance of pulling it around, turning it around quickly, or more quickly than I did. I'll tell you, it usually takes me 2 days of hell and 1 week of shakes. It's insomnia. Yeah, it's not easy, is it? Take every 24 hours as an individual slot. That's why I go back to the lack of sleep is killing me. You said that a few times, because yeah. I wonder if they give you something to help you sleep. If you ask the doc for that, they're probably more willing to give that than diazepam or Librium, aren't they? Insomnia 2 weeks. Wow, it's just exhausting, that isn't it? When you can't sleep, you just will be completely wrecked. As I find, not on a beach sleep if it's helpful, relaxing. It's good if you can put something on the radio, on the YouTube thing, and help you relax. A lot of people say a little nightlight's good, but it will get better, get easier. But it's like trying to turn back. I drank for many years. Trying to turn back years and years of abusing your body with just a few weeks. You can't do it in such a short time. It's going to take time, even if you're off the booze, because you have to build your strength up again, and your mental health has to repair as well, isn't it? Your confidence has to come back. Cards, the doctor said no. I say, that's unfortunate, Cards, isn't it? Did they give a reason? There must be a medical reason. The thing is, I think they should be giving them out just a small amount. I know they're waiting in case people overdose and this sort of thing, but just call in the chemist, 24-hour chemist, like the methadone boys do. The heroin addicts. There's plenty of places open for them to get some sort of substitute, because you need something, because your body goes into shock, doesn't it? And if you can't sleep, then you're going to get more and more weak. I've got a mate who works in a school called Early Hours. He's a caretaker or something. He goes to the pub at 2:30 and he always goes, I'm really tired. But I'll be all right when I've had a pint or two. Live and shut to bed, isn't it? And I used to feel really tired when I was drinking. But always felt better after a pint, another drink. And my ex-wife used to say, you're diabetic, because obviously the sugar and the beer might lift me up. But well, I've not been diabetic, thankfully. But it does make you feel a bit, I'm all right. The Livener, that's why they call it Livener, isn't it? Hair of the dog, Doctor said, it's unfortunate that's because the doctor said no. Dolly, I think making the bed and getting up, going to bed routine time helps. We're so used to nodding off drunk. That's a good point. You get some structure in your life. Makes a massive difference. I'll tell you, unintentional ASMR videos are good. That was a joke. I found cocodamol helps a bit, but not great. Why are doctors not helping us? What's the reason? Because doctor said I'm an addict, he just refused. Same with Valium. Well, I was off for 8 years, as you know. And the doctor said to me, I can't give you in case you're going to get addicted to it. This diazepam. And I said, well, I haven't had any for 8 years. So how am I going to get addicted? I've only ever had 3 courses in the whole of my life. That's hardly an addict, is it? 8 years without any, and I'm going to be an addict. Fuck knows about that. I don't know what happened there. But I went to another doctor 2 days later, and they still said the same. Thomas Brennan, to sleep. Keep this in mind. Do not move, keep still, and your mind gives in. Not even a twitch, it works. That's interesting. Stay completely still. Not supposed to sleep. If you do enjoy these videos, these one-to-ones, then please drop a super chat in, support the channel, or buy me a coffee link. There's at the top there. The more people support, the more I can do. If you've got any particular topics you want covered in videos, then drop me a line as well. My number and email is in the description part of all the videos. So I can cover any aspect of this. So I've been to the bottom of the bottle and back again, really. I mean, I know people have been even worse. Obviously, Leslie's had a transplant, which is incredible. 17-hour operation to save her life, you know. Samara's got some great tales to tell as well, and the story and a few other people. Samara, I would still get cold night sweats after years after abstaining from alcohol. The mind and body takes years to get back to normal. Yes, I agree with that. It does. Will it ever get back fully functional? I don't know. I'm as good as it can be at the moment, though. So I managed to do it in what I was told to do. But Thomas, that works for me. I have some podcast on YouTube and just lay there. Good idea. Sorry, this is just my opinion, not an argument. I don't agree with any of it. The addiction has tricked our brain, which has become habituated that we need our drug of choice or we can't sleep function. I don't know about that. So it's a good point, but I know a lot of people do have sleep issues. Definitely. I just can't understand why they won't give sleeping tablets. So going the doc for medication is one swap. It's just swapping one drug for another. Yeah, you could look at it like that. But when you go for withdrawal medication, it's only 5 days course. It does help people with the withdrawal. I think a lot of people are frightened to do cold turkey because they have seizures. A lot of people do have seizures, don't they? And the diazepam softens the blow. I mean, if somebody's going there every 6 months, then it's a problem, isn't it? You're going there all the time. But if you go there every couple of years, I suppose you can still get a routine of doing it. They don't want people to use it as a crutch. But you have to be strong, I agree, to stay off it as well. So many people have come off it and just relapsed. Most of the people on here, including myself, relapsed. Like a swaddled baby. Yes, you know, a lot of people have relapsed, a lot of people have been in a mess. A lot of people have survived as well, but a lot of people have died. And there's no easy fix for this other than you must want it for yourself. I get a lot of messages saying, can you talk to my brother? Can you talk to my wife? Can you talk to my auntie? Can you talk to my uncle? Can you talk to my kids? I said, yeah, but do they want to stop? And if they don't want to stop, there's nothing you can do, unfortunately. As a you know, an immediate or a parent or whatever, you can't make them stop. Thomas, my old gran used to say, struggling was good for you. I know what she means now. Yeah, but the struggle I had was not good for me. But I understand where you're coming from. Probably, yeah. I mean, laying still, not taking meds to avoid the pain of detox. Right. Understand, yeah. Yeah. Just stay still and stay in bed, maybe. Try and get over it. It's just time, isn't it? It's time. But when you look back, if you've done it for a week, it's a lot better when you're off it. As quick as you relapse, then you can get well as well, you know. But it takes a bit of time if you've been really at the bottom of the bottle. Depends how deconditioned you've been. Depends how ill you've been, how your body's been, you know, and how your digestive system is and all. Because when you said about stigma, I have a painful skin condition, so when I presented to the hospital with a flare-up and begged them for pain relief. I saw on my paperwork about the drink. Yeah, it's everywhere. That's why people go on. You can't go to your employer and say, I want a sick note. From the doctor, you've got to get something else on there, haven't they? They only put depression on there. So if you're in a job at Outwars, or when you work for the government, anything like that, you don't want that on a sick note. It's very difficult because it's so stigmatized. Yeah, it's terrible, isn't it? Jennifer, doctors don't trust us to not drink whilst taking the meds. That's why detox tends to be supervised. Rotten Hall Place springs to mind for me, though. That's how people are meant to afford it. I agree. I mean, rehabs are so expensive. Detox. Weighted blankets for bed. Weight helps feel confident. That's true. You know, it's funny actually. When I stayed at my daughter's once a few years ago, it had lead in it. I said, what the hell is on the bed? I think it's sort of home, you know. The discomfort of active addiction must outweigh fear of sobriety withdrawal. Yeah, I agree. It's horrendous. Active addiction is horrendous. Cars that basically said I was drug hunting. You weren't really just getting some sleeping tablets. It's taking a bit far, don't they? Some sleeping tablets just knock you out. You don't get natural REM, dreaming, sleeping sufficient amounts that natural sleep provides. I can understand. It might help in the interim or short term to get into rehab, you know. But I'm not a doctor, so I don't know, do we? Doctors have got so much power, haven't they? Thomas Brown, struggling is good for you. It's being hand to hand. It easy would be a green light to go again. Yeah, I understand what you mean. Yeah. You have to put up with some discomfort to feel the benefits of the good days, don't you? Otherwise, it would just be easy. It's not. It's a good point. But yeah, because once you get, I know it's a bit of a wait yet, but once you get in there, the trick is not to weaken when you come out and feel well again, feel that you've cured yourself, feel you've been cured, and then be complacent. And that's the thing. Be yourself, be strong, and look after yourself. Because like I said, we're all here to be healthy, aren't we? That's the only reason we're here. Nobody wants to suffer any longer. It's a hell of a fight. I was so ill. A few of us, a few others on here have been so ill. You never want to go through that again. And be mindful of that every time you see a drink, you feel like a drink, or somebody wants you to drink. As I said earlier, you've got the winter time coming on, big triggers, Christmas, New Year, family dues, all that sort of thing. A lot of people go through, not have a big family, but you understand what I mean. We're all different. Get asked to just have one. Don't fall into that. Just have one means you might as well just send your death warrant away. We're unbrainwashing ourselves to get sober. It's very true. Unbrainwashing, really, right? So when I'm having trouble sleeping, I would go out in the garden literally naked to get cold for about 5 minutes, bring back to bed, get snugly warm with me. It's a good idea, actually. But don't go in the water. I know where you're coming from. You've got to do something to try and get you back to sleep. Because if you don't, you're going to be feeling even more weak, aren't you? Because to fight this long term, you've got to be strong. That's why you need good food and do a bit of exercise. Get a bit of sunshine if you can. Try and keep your brain active. There's a lot to this. And I've noticed a lot of ex-addicts, as it were, will look pretty good after a few years and outweigh their drinking abilities massively, the way they live, because you overcompensate. The time that you used to be recovering from alcohol issues and from drinking, you can do other things. You can go after yourself better in lots of ways. And you haven't got the problems of financial issues either, have you? Because no matter how well you're doing, really, within reason, not multi-millionaire, but you spend a fortune on drink and the other ancillary or associated problems that you have. Nothing better feeling cold, getting back to a warm bed. It's true that. Thomas Brown, I'm 22 years recovered, but every day brings its own challenges. Being sober is only the beginning. 22 years, it's incredible, Thomas. Well done. I bet you know people who same age as you who look and feel horrendous. You've done really well. 22 years is incredible. Reading makes me fall asleep. Yeah, 100% agree. Yeah, it's good. Reading, but say background noise, bit of background music, that sort of. It's all good. You've got to get the sleep to get rested, to repair yourself. If you want to, if you benefit from these lives, then please support the channel. There's a chat button there, or buy me a coffee, links at the top. First 10 years so was suicidal. Hell, really? I thought, I must admit, I didn't have any problems after I got sober confident for a couple of years. 10 years, a long time to be feeling edgy. Hayden, exercise has been saving grace to me. Gym outdoors, never underestimate what exercise can do. It's incredible, isn't it? We just went up to a place called Morpeth, and I thought it was me and my partner, and you just a bit walk around there. It was good. Got the miles around the park and whatnot. Makes a big difference. Feel better, feel hungry, you want to have something nice to eat. You sleep better. Lots of benefits from a bit of exercise. Yeah, just good news, Thomas. So many years, 22 years, incredible. Dotty Dolly, yeah, reading in bed doesn't make you sleepy. Sleeping bang when the book falls on the floor, yeah. Did that before. I have an iPad that just falls down. Absolutely wrecked it. Cracks the screen or something. Okay, we've done about an hour there. It's Monday night, so a lot of people have been back to work, all that sort of thing. We'll wind up there. It's been a nice little chat, nice and steady. If anybody has any particular issues they want to bring up, then stick them in here, or just text me or send me an email, and we'll try and cover as many topics as we can this next week. So it's nice to have new material. I've got 1,000 stories, as you have as well. If you want to share any of your stories, then let me know, and we'll do a little thing together. You can give me the subject you want to talk about, and we'll get it aired, because everyone is different. We've all had different experiences with alcohol, some good, some bad, mostly bad. And the more people we get on here, the more information people have, the more I learn something every day. I'm sure you do too, from other people. Not from me. I mean, I'm just here to read the comments, to be honest. There's a lot of interesting people in here, a lot of good folk, and I think it's working well. I hope it's working well for you. Okay, thanks everybody, and we'll see you in a week. I'll put a post up tomorrow. I'm going to do it tomorrow, I'm not sure, maybe Wednesday, but I'll let you know. I'll try and do a post with you. I've been a bit busy, Jeff, about it, but I will do it daily. But days we're going to be doing it, as it were. And I'll see you later. Take care. Thomas when I recovered when I understood my underlying trauma. You should be buzzing 10 years. Okay, don't you see you soon? Night all. Dan, thanks, Steve and all. Good night all, and I'll say we'll catch you soon. Cheers.